Dear Diary, after Sheik's devastating jump into the lake, I was left all alone with this naked tree. I did some poking around and found a cryptic clue suggesting if I throw things at the sun, I get free goodies. It worked out in my favor and I walked away with magic fire arrows. If I did this in real life though, I'd probably walk away with poor eyesight and a really bad sunburn. I tried to think of which temple I should take on next, when I remembered I hadn't fully explored Gerudo Valley yet. The old carpenter had mentioned that all his workers had fled to the fortress to join the thieves, after the thieves broke the shit out of the bridge. Good going, carpenters. That's pretty much the opposite of your job. I rolled up in the fortress like a bad bitch, but apparently that's not what you're supposed to do, because I immediately got caught and thrown in jail. Luckily, they didn't take away any of my weapons, which I have to say is pretty poor prison policy. I was able to hookshot up to the open window, and while I was perched there, I realized there were only female guards outside the fortress. I started to get a weird vibe from this area, like maybe Nintendo was a fan of a boy and his dog. A lustful young man with an annoying sidekick who finds a tribe of desert women who lure him into a trap for the sole purpose of mechanized procreation. Damn, Zelda, you got dark. I had to find those knuckle-headed carpenters while sneaking around the fort, and since sneaking isn't my playstyle, I got caught a lot, Diary. One time I even accidentally jumped back into my own jail cell. Fuck this game, always making me feel like I have a bad sense of direction. I have an excellent sense of direction, thank you very much. I can always find my car in parking lots. Eventually, I made my way into the jail cell of the first prisoner, who was rambling about making a mistake trying to join the all-female thieves. Nah, you think? You didn't see the sign out front saying no dicks allowed? You thought you were just gonna march in here and they were gonna make you a sandwich? Cause that ain't how the desert works, son. I kinda wanna just leave you in there, because you're a moron, but I guess I'll help you escape, because the game's making me. Right after chatting with the dude, a guard dressed in red and wielding 2 giant swords dropped from the ceiling and tried to turn me into link chops. After a short scuffle, she fled and dropped a key that I was able to use to open the cell. The carpenter gave me a half-hearted thanks as he jogged out the front door and presumably right back into the guard's hands. Good luck, buddy. I found my way through the rest of the fort, stunning guards with a quick arrow to the head. That makes sense. Until I released the last prisoner. Before he hurried away, he told me that in order to cross the desert, I needed the Eye of Truth, whatever that was. As soon as he left the room, I was confronted with the Gerudo Thieves leader, who was so impressed with my skills, she gave me a membership card. I'm pretty sure that's not how organized crime groups work, but okay. She goes on to tell me that her boss, Naburu, is second in command to Ganondorf, and her headquarters are located in the Spirit Temple. Wait, hold the phones. Ganondorf? As in, evil guy who is trying to take over the world, Ganondorf? You know who I am, right? I'm kinda the hero of time, and you just let me in your club. Wow, you really are a terrible leader! With my new membership card, I was able to walk freely around the fortress, and decided to explore the grounds a little bit more. I discovered an area that reminded me that I still couldn't shoot arrows properly, and I even found the Gerudo's training grounds. Halfway through though, I had the sneaky suspicion that I needed an item. Maybe a certain oho of honesty? I thought this was how I was going to obtain it, but now I had the feeling I jumped the gun a bit on the fortress. I wasn't too terribly upset because I was sure I had to do this part eventually, but I think I had my temples a bit mixed up. I didn't have the Eye of Truth, but I thought I'd head out into the desert anyway and see what was out there. The answer to that question was sand. Everywhere. Sand on the ground, sand in the river, sand in the air, just sand. There was also a guy selling goods, but I couldn't get to his ass because he was floating in air, like it wasn't no thing. Oh yeah, I didn't want any of your goods anyway. It probably cost me a shit ton of rupees, and I'd be able to find it elsewhere for free. I've learned my lesson. A little further down, my trail ended, and I made a wild guess about which direction to go. I got lost and ended up back at the beginning of the desert entrance. Well, diary, I guess I know what my next task is. Gotta find that eye. Until next time, your friend, Brittany Saturn.
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog.
What the French,
Did
Toast?
you think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
Pickle you, kumquat!
You're overreacting.
No, Bill, overreacting was when I put your convertible into a wood chipper. Stinky McStink face!